Joining us to discuss the latest in the Georgia case against President Trump and others is John Malcolm, Senior Legal Fellow with the Heritage Foundation. John, thank you for joining us this Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
The same to you.
Thank you so much. Now, first, your reaction to the latest on this case.
Oh, I was not surprised at all. I would have been shocked if the result had been otherwise. I mean, in addition to the fact that this is a case I think should never have been brought, it was really proving to be an embarrassment to Fulton County and to the state of Georgia. And so once Fani Willis and her entire office was disqualified from the case and the matter was turned over to Pete Scandalakis and the prosecuting counsel to look at the issue anew and decide whether the case should proceed, I was pretty sure at that time, when that happened, that the case was going to be dropped, as it should have been.
No doubt this case has sparked much reflection on both sides, but what standard generally do you think prosecutors of either party should follow to avoid criminalizing hard-fought election disputes going forward?
Well, I think you have to be very, very careful when you're talking about, one, indicting attorneys who have to zealously represent their clients, and also indicting people who are contesting the results of an election. They certainly have the right to do that so long as they do so in a fair manner. There's no question that the president and his team were very aggressive, perhaps overly aggressive, in terms of how far they went to try to challenge the results of the 2020 election. But nonetheless, that is their right, and they were doing so in court. And to criminalize that was a very, very dangerous and unwarranted thing to do.
And what safeguards or reforms would you potentially support in terms of so that politically sensitive cases are handled in a way that the American people can trust?
Well, it's a difficult thing to do because at the federal level, you have reviews all the way up to and including the attorney general. In the states, you have district attorneys, and there are over 1,000 of them across the country that have a tremendous amount of autonomous power. You rely on prosecutors, and I was a prosecutor for 10 years, to exercise good judgment when they bring these sorts of cases here. I think the prosecutor, Fani Willis, and her team exercised very bad judgment, including bringing a racketeering case as if, the people who were challenging the 2020 election were somehow members of La Cosa Nostra. I just thought it showed a zealousness, an overzealousness, and a lack of judgment from the get-go.
Now that this case is over, what is the right way for courts, Congress, and the states to handle future election disputes?
Well, there still are cases pending in, I think, in Wisconsin. I know in Arizona, a case against not Donald Trump, but some of the other people involved in the election disputes was dismissed, but the Arizona Attorney General is appealing that. There are still disbarment proceedings that are going on against several of the people who were indicted in the Atlanta case. I just think that, I don't know whether legislation is the right message. I mean, people can commit fraud in connection with an election. They can submit affidavits knowing that they are false. They can suborn perjured testimony. They can threaten election officials with bodily harm. You can engage in indictable conduct with respect to an election. None of these defendants did any of that.
And stepping back from any sense of the partisan fight, what steps would you recommend to rebuild trust across the political spectrum?
Oh, that's going to be very, very difficult to do, at least for some period of time. We're a very politically divided country, and some of the things that for example, the Justice Department and prosecutors in red states are doing now might be questioned by the other side. I think that people need to take a step back, take a deep breath, and start being exercising better judgment when it comes to accusing people of committing crimes. If you want to proceed against them civilly or administratively, by all means, but charging somebody with a crime that can label them a felon and deprive them of their liberty is a major step that should only be taken when prosecutors have a very clear case that they know that they can win, and they should be especially cautious when they're talking about public officials and an election dispute.
And with this case now put to bed, but as you mentioned, other cases around the country still ongoing, is there anything that you think is missing from this broader debate on, faith in the system and fairness?
Oh, calm voices, I think, are missing when it comes to these sorts of debates. You have a lot of people shouting at each other about lawfare and retribution. And, people need to have a serious and sober discussion. And that appears to be lacking these days.
Your message on Thanksgiving for the nation, from your perspective, drawing on all of your varied and deep legal expertise, John.
Well, I wish everybody a very, very happy Thanksgiving, taking time away from election disputes and lawfare to spend time with their families, eating too much turkey and watching football. That's
what it's all about. And what all our legal protections help us, support us to do. Stop and give thanks for all that we have. Thank you so much, John Malcolm. Good to speak with you.
Pleasure to be with you.